It's time for a random show where I pull up stuff on the internet and give it a go, because I didn't want to prepare anything ahead of time because I worked all week. What's going on, everybody? This is the first episode of a random show. I don't know if you guys know this, but I work a lot, and oh man, some of these videos take so much preparation, so I had to think outside of the box in order to be able to make something. And I was like, hey, what if I just made a show where I literally pull the stuff up as we go, talk about it, and just give my thoughts live without knowing what's coming each and every time? Hey, that's pretty cool. So here we are, the random show, right here at Gamestork, and I'm super duper excited. I'm just going to kind of look, as we're talking right now, I'm pulling up websites looking for new news and things like that. The first thing I'm seeing here is Nintendo and Disney are making a show dedicated to the Nintendo Switch. I don't necessarily see any other information about that across here, but I think that makes sense. I mean, everything that hits the Nintendo Switch is big. This would be an interesting way to work Kingdom Hearts over, which obviously Square Enix would have to be involved in that, but I would love to see something like that, some type of show. Man, if they came out with a Square Enix show, it would be over with for me. Like, I'm just telling you. I'm not a Square Enix show. Oh my goodness, that's what we're doing here, a Kingdom Hearts show. That's what I meant to say. So if they come out with a Kingdom Hearts show, that would be great. But it's probably going to be some kind of crossover, something that introduces Mario into the Disney universe or vice versa. And I don't know, seems like it could be pretty cool. There's a lot of cool characters that I think would mix very, very well. And so this is something that I'll do right now. I'll just kind of take it as, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's one of those things. It could be good, maybe not. I don't know. So, but you know, anything, honestly, the way that I look at stuff and the way that I feel about news and a lot of this stuff, I'm really positive. I like to look at the positive side of things and ask, what's good about this? You know, I see people complaining about these things that people are creating, like this crossover show that's going to be on the Nintendo Switch. Inevitably, someone will be complaining about this, and I don't know why. Like, any new mode of entertainment or any new game or any new show or just something that is different from what's already been presented is always a good idea. It doesn't mean it'll work out. It doesn't mean it's always going to be good. It doesn't mean that it's something that we necessarily even want. But what it is people pushing outside of the box. They're pushing outside of what's expected. They're trying new things, and that's the only way in life that we're going to find something that's great and find things that are memorable is pushing outside of the box. So when I hear Nintendo and Disney are making a show dedicated to the Nintendo Switch, I'm saying, hey, I'm a huge Marvel fan. They did right by Marvel, and you know, you couldn't ask for a better cinematic universe there. They're doing very well with their animated films, and I think, hey, you know, this could be a really cool crossover. Anything that's new, again, I mean, don't hate on stuff before you know what it is. People laughed about Mario versus Rabbids, and I'm telling you, man, Kingdom Battle is a great game. It's something that, yes, the Rabbids are a little bit annoying, and they literally just run around. Like, my kids watch that all the time, and the 3 seasons, whatever's out now. It's funny, the first time you watch it, it's like, oh, you know, it's pretty good. But it's literally these things running around for forever. So you just have to accept the fact that it's something new, and you have to allow developers and allow people who are creating things artistically to give them the opportunity, allow them to present you with something new, and then try it out, even if it's based off of something that perhaps you didn't like. This is so true with what we're doing nowadays, and you know, I have to say, like, sometimes I get let down by gamers reaching out and crying out, saying, like, we want, because of the fact that we really don't know what we want. We think that we know what we want. We think that we want that same old game. You know, people who are Call of Duty fans, they you know, get kind of tired of the series. They say, well, it's the same thing, it's the same maps, the same. How dare them give us the same thing when the entire year they cry out, this is what we want. We want a rinse and repeat. We want this. We want that. So we have to give developers the opportunity to flex those artistic muscles, to give us something unexpected, which is one of the reasons, honestly, I was so let down by the fact that, which we don't know if it's not true yet. We don't know if this is, Retro wasn't actually working on this, but the racing game that was a Star Fox racing game, because it's one of those to where I heard it and I did not know how to feel. I honestly was like, I have no clue how to feel about this. It seems like something very cool. It seems like something neat. It seems like something I want to try, but I don't know. But at the same time, I remember the first time I played Diddy Kong Racing, and I was like, man, I don't know, this just kind of seems stupid. And I turned the game on, I got through the menu screen, I began playing, and immediately it made an impact on me in such a way that I remember to this day sitting and playing that game a lot and loving it and adoring it. And the fact that I'm even here in 2018 talking about, Diddy Kong Racing proves to you that something that's outside of the box, something that developers are pushing outward to make and to present to you that has not been done before, is sometimes worth your while. Now, sometimes it ends like a big steaming pile of poop, but the reality is you can't win them all. But for the main portion of what's presented, I'd say there's a pretty good bit of things that make big impacts on us, and the gaming culture and landscape as we know it. Panic Button, who is bringing over Wolfenstein 2 to the Nintendo Switch, they're doing great work. They're saying kind of something I've been saying. I predicted that all of the release dates for these third-party games are shrinking all the time, is what they said. And essentially what these guys are talking about is the fact that publishers are kind of putting the Switch on the back burner. They're not prioritizing developing for the Switch because it is possible to port these games over, but they just haven't done it. Well, the interesting thing about that right now is honestly the fact that the Nintendo Switch is extremely popular. And it's not just that it's popular, it's the fact that Nintendo Switch sells everything. Like, it's indie heaven, it's third-party heaven. Like, any game that touches this sells so well. The idea that you could take all of those other games with you on the go is something that is so powerful and so captivating to the consumer that they cannot help but to purchase those games on the go. I mean, I have repurchased games on the Nintendo Switch. It just makes no sense to me outside of the fact that I want to play it on that console. I want to carry it with me. And I even have stuff on my laptop that I purchased on the Nintendo Switch, and it's just because I want to carry it with me. I want to have it right there on that screen. And I know you're saying laptops are portable, but they're not as portable as the Nintendo Switch. I mean, the Nintendo Switch, I could just pop it in my case, take it with me to work, play it on some breaks, whereas my computer, not so much. I mean, that's just, let's be honest, isn't always the best option. It'd be nice if it was the best option, but it's not. I'm super excited too about the port of Wolfenstein 2, and if you're somebody who's been like holding out and waiting for this game, it is phenomenal. Look, I don't even know the words to say to describe this game and the hold that it put over me. And I did not believe that it was going to do this. I turned it on, I gave it a shot, and I'm one of those people that I like first-person shooters. But the game has to be really captivating, and especially for me lately, something has to really grip me in a powerful, powerful way in order for me to continue playing it. I try a lot of games that I just don't continue playing because there's so much as far as those, the adult responsibilities that pull you away from things like gaming. I have responsibilities to my wife and children. I'm also working 2 jobs. And so this is something that it's, there's just not a lot of time. So when I turn a game on, like it has to be something great right now because, I'm not going to waste time with something that's not good. And the reality of our gaming culture too is if it's not fun, you shouldn't be doing it. I mean, if it isn't an experience worth having and you're not going through something and really captivated by what you're seeing, you shouldn't do it. Now, me personally, as far as like visual novels and stuff, that stuff is not really for me, and Detroit Become Human is kind of that. It's like a movie that you press buttons. That's really all you do in the game and make decisions. But it was so captivating and good that I loved it. I adored that game, and it honestly was great. But in the same way that grabbed me, and I just kind of got addicted to it and had to play it, Wolfenstein 2 did the same. And I can't wait to see how this runs on the Switch. The way that this game is designed, the way that you play, I mean, it is so good. The characters are so great and so memorable. And I believe that this is just a perfect fit for the Nintendo Switch. I think that this is so awesome. And I can't wait to play. And it's right around the corner. It's, we don't have to wait very, very long at all to see this running, to see this coming, or however you want to put it. This bad boy is on its way. And I couldn't be more excited about it. So looking around for our next random thing, it looks like Pokemon Go is finally getting friends, gifting, and trading features. I took a big break off of Pokemon Go, and I played it for a long time, and there was this thing that plagued me called low battery, and I hated it. Oh my goodness. And my phone was just always sucked dry, and I had to take a break. Right now, I'm still only level like 23, and I just started playing again now. My wife finally talked me back into it, and she is in I don't even know, like level 33, 34. But this is exciting. With the new Pokemon, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee coming out, people are going to... That's really what's interesting to me, because I would like to power up some Pokemon here and then port them over. Now, supposedly, you're going to lose those Pokemon on Pokemon Go, so you got to, pick and choose, kind of be careful about what you're doing. But the idea of Pokemon Go getting friends, gifting, and trading, I think that's great. I honestly would love to see them put in some type of communication feature. I know a lot of people use Facebook, like groups and things like that, to let you connect and talk about raids and stuff like that, but to do that inside of the app and find people, that are on your team. For instance, I'm Team Instinct. Let's do it. Oh yeah. It's like, yeah, Team Instinct, baby. Woo! I picked like the smallest team that nobody's a part of, and I don't even know. Do I regret it? I'm not sure. I don't think I cared all too much about which one. But Instinct kind of stuck out to me, and for some reason, the underdog is, I always root for the underdog. I always want to be a part of that, so that's why I did that. But, as far as the friend features, I think that's great. Ways to party and fight raids and stuff like that. Anything that they can expand on, I think, honestly, adds to this game. Not to mention gifting, I think that's very important. And also trading. I have wanted trading since this game launched, and it's going to be exciting to see trading actually happening. Now, the idea that trading is also going to be in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee on the Nintendo Switch, I think that's super cool. And it's one of those things, I can't wait to kind of see what happens with it. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It is going to be very good. But, I'm kind of getting hooked back to Pokemon Go. And it just takes a lot of moving and a lot of going. And I'm just, oh man. So I can't leave it on in my pocket either at work or anything like that, because it kills my phone and I need it. And that's kind of the adult problem, isn't it? Right? Pokemon Go, adult problem, yes. And speaking of Pokemon, I really want to talk about this a little bit more. I have just seen nonstop, even more, since in the last couple days, people online complaining about Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And I do not understand why in the world someone would complain about a set of games that is coming out to hold us over until the core game comes out in 2019. This is like extra dessert. It's like that extra cupcake to hold you over. This is like licking the spoon until your mother is done baking the cake for your birthday. You want the cake really bad, but you have to wait. But guess what? There's the spoon. It might not be a cake. It might just be the batter, but it still tastes really good. The consistency is not the same. It is different. It doesn't have the same frosting, but guess what? It is still something that is enjoyable, and that is the same thing here. This is a game that is going to be extremely enjoyable. It's a great entry level for individuals, and I'm sick of seeing people complain about this. Man, it's like, I could understand the complaints if this was replacing, like honestly replacing the core franchise. What the conversation should be is, oh my gosh, the core Pokemon franchise is coming in 2019, and not only is it coming in 2019, you know, this is hey, I mean, it's on the Nintendo Switch, okay, not the 3DS. So, newsflash, that's pretty awesome. I'm super excited. So I think you should be too. You should just try to enjoy things in life. Don't be a complainer. Don't be one of those people that just walks around and is very pessimistic. You don't want to do that. Speaking of pessimism, segue of the year, WWE 2K19 seems to be skipping the Nintendo Switch. I wonder why. Perhaps it's because they did such a bad job of trying to get the last one to run, which is interesting to me because it seems like that game should be able to run on the Nintendo Switch relatively easily. Perhaps they put so much manpower into this that it's just kind of one of those things. I don't know. You know, this is obviously a financial and developmental decision, development decision, but is it really that bad of a thing? You know, I want to hear this from you guys. If you're listening to this, are you a big 2K like WWE player? Is this something that, you know, you're sad about? Me personally, I'm not really going to miss it on there, but it's good. It would be good to have the option. Now, the one that does upset me extremely bad is the fact that Madden has not been announced for the Nintendo Switch. I mean, when the Vita came out, I purchased a Vita, and one of the first games I got on the Vita was Madden. Let's just be honest, because I've always wanted to take Madden on the go. And what they advertised for the Vita was, hey, we got Madden, it's the full Madden, and you can play it, and it's great, and blah, blah, blah. So I go and I purchase this game, and I spend lots of money and all this stuff on all these games. Put Madden in the PS Vita, and it is not a full Madden game. It is not very good, and I was just upset. And since then, I'm like, man, I really want to play Madden, but honestly, you know, I can get away a lot more with playing a story game in my home because, you know, my wife will chill with me. She'll sit and watch me play something that's captivating. But when it comes to sports or something like that, not so much. So the Nintendo Switch, it's kind of the place where I want to play that. I want to play those sports. I want to play those games that other individuals wouldn't otherwise want to play. And the reality is, considering I have my 4K TV in my living room, that's where I want to play my games. That's where I want to experience the things that I experience, and that's that. So, you know, it's 4K or go home, and you know, and I'm already home, so I can't go home, and so I have to do 4K, and 4K is in my living room, so I have to do my living room, which is already at home, and I can't go home, so I have to, you know, 4K, yeah, you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay, so if you're a big fan of headphones, and I'm just about to start shopping, I guess you'd say. I'm kind of pre-shopping. I have a pair of PlayStation Gold headphones, and not like the newer ones. These are kind of old, and you know, they were okay. The sound on them was all right. They were bearable, but these things, man, they are just coming apart. They are dying very, very slowly, and they're almost to the point of absolute death. They will be buried into the ground, never to be used again. But apparently, Turtle Beach has confirmed its largest lineup of Battle Royale ready gaming headsets for the Nintendo Switch, specifically for Fortnite. This is interesting too. I haven't really played a whole lot of Fortnite. Now, it started on the Nintendo Switch. That's the first time I have played it, and I was kind of holding out for that version. And let's face it, anything that comes to the Switch, I'll play. Now, me personally, a lot of the online stuff, I'm not big on getting in groups. I'm not big on that online. I do enjoy it if it's individuals that I know or individuals I'm familiar with. But, I don't know, just years and years of just bad experiences, this and that. I'm much more of like a single-player game, like gamer. I love stories. I love those experiences. It's kind of my thing. But games like Fortnite, you know, especially when you can just play by yourself against other individuals, it's not so bad. It's something that I really enjoy, and I noticed too that headphones really help you out because it gives you a sense of direction as to where the footsteps are of individuals who are coming by you, and if you're hiding, if you're trying not to be seen, this could be very, very good. But the Recon 200 apparently is the set here that they're looking to put out. It's really cool. It looks like it'll be great, and they look large. They look very comfortable, and I don't know. I don't. You can't look at them and see how they sound. So I don't know. In my recent video the other day, I talked about the 3DS and how it was oddly absent from E3. Not oddly, because I've been calling that they're going to phase this thing out. But Nintendo, they're still selling out on the fact that they are refusing. They're just not going to do this. They're saying that they're still going to invest in the 3DS. As a matter of fact, version 11.7.0 -40 came out. This is a new stability update and some other things. And they said they're still going to be pouring into this, that there's still support coming. So perhaps they're waiting. I don't really know. Maybe they're going to wait to get the Nintendo Switch up to a certain amount of their user base. I'm not sure. But if nothing else, the way that they've cut the cost of that 3DS, I know that my youngest son, who is 3, he's already, just really wants a 3DS. So it's a good entry-level console for them. Right now, it's very affordable. It has an amazing library. Let's face it, 3DS has an amazing library, and this isn't a system that should just disappear by any means. And as a matter of fact, I would love to see a lot of 3DS games ported over to the Nintendo Switch. I think that would be great. I think it would be fun and fantastic. Obviously, there'd be some up-res stuff, and I don't really know how the dual screen would work. Maybe there is a way to do that, or do away with that and just play otherwise. But I don't know. It could work out. It could be good. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Super Baby 2 coming as DLC this summer on the Nintendo Switch. And this is something to where I enjoy this game. I don't play it as much as my son does. My son plays this game like religiously. And I love Dragon Ball Fight. I just love Dragon Ball Z. I love everything about it. This is actually for Dragon Ball Fighters. And it is coming to the Nintendo Switch soon. It is coming because we saw the footage at E3, so obviously this is probably going to come with that. But Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is receiving new content. They're not done with it, even though Dragon Ball Fighters is coming soon. I've made this little segment as confusing as possible, so let's break it down one more time. Dragon Ball Fighters is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is receiving this Super Baby 2 as DLC extremely soon, and that is I'd say exciting. We'll just put it that way. It's extremely exciting. Everything to me is exciting because of the possibilities. I love to dig in, and I'm not gonna just keep talking about positive attitudes and stuff, but I didn't get an opportunity to talk about Starlink, and that's what I'm looking at. I just pulled up a page for Starlink, and they're saying that this feels like this is on IGN here. It says feels like No Man's Sky plus Star Fox, and so all I have to say to that is heck yes. Okay, this is something that I have been kind of keeping an eye on it, and Toys to Life is something that is kind of dead. Let's face it. But at the same time, you never know how somebody's going to revitalize that part, I suppose. Man, see, I don't even know how to say that without saying something very negative. Amiibo are doing well. Okay, so apparently there are some areas of Toys to Life that, they make sense. People are purchasing them, and there are a lot of us out there who love collectibles. Now, for me, collectibles right now, oh my goodness, man, my kids... I had a collectible Battle Damage Goku doll / action figure. We'll say action figure. It's not a doll. And it just absolutely was all but open. The box was destroyed, and I was just like, oh man. So I wound up opening it. I'm one of those people who, up until recently, have really cared a lot about keeping these things in the boxes. Now, not so much. I would prefer now just to have some type of cabinet and to display these already open because, honestly, I'm probably not going to sell this stuff. I want it for me, and that's just that. But anyway, back to the Starlink Battle for Atlas. This game looks really cool. It's one of those that we've honestly been wanting. It's like the, excuse me, massive sci-fi game where you're going around, you're doing missions. It's kind of like the Star Fox open world game we've always wanted, or open universe game, almost like No Man's Sky. And No Man's Sky gets a bad rap, but there's been a lot of work done to that game, and it's a lot better now. But I will say, even when it first came out, it was empty, but taking off and shooting through the atmosphere up into space in that game was just fantastic. And there are experiences like that I believe that this game right here could really benefit from and grow from. And Starlink, they've been working on it for a while. I think that graphically it's going to run just fine on the Nintendo Switch. And they even, introducing Fox and just the Star Fox crew onto this game, like, oh my goodness. They just sold, like, everyone wants the Switch first. If you own a Nintendo Switch and you're interested even halfway in purchasing this game, now you're going to buy it on the Switch. If you weren't interested in this game, and you were like, well, I won't buy that, maybe I'll get it on GameFly, or maybe I'll do something like that, now you're like, oh man, I wasn't interested, but now Star Fox is on this, so it's kind of like the Star Fox game I've never had that I kind of want, and maybe there is something more to this. Maybe there is something that, is just really great, a wonderful experience that hooked me, that made me want to play more and more. And not to mention, there is a sweet collectible of his ship. And this is, I don't know, man, like, I'm sold on it. I'll put it that way. I'm sold on it. I'm excited about it. And this is something that I honestly think that you should too. I honestly think that this is for the Nintendo fan. This is for those individuals who enjoy Star Fox. Let's face it, an open world Star Fox game is essentially what this is, with different ships, different people, but that's what it is. Sure, it has a different name, perhaps a different experience, but it's good. So let's randomly look at something else. Oh man, where should I go online? La 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 la. You guys have probably seen a million videos about Super Smash Brothers, and that's mostly what I'm finding here as far as Nintendo is concerned. Smash is going to be great. Apparently there was a swastika found in Fortnite, and this is, oh man, like, it's a Nazi symbol, and it was accidental. But sometimes I look at this stuff and I'm going, man, do people really like just look for this stuff and find something to complain about? Because it was obviously accidental. It was obviously something that wasn't put there. It was just the pieces of this world and how they were put together and building and all this stuff. So, although it's good that Epic moved very quickly and removed it, I sometimes get surprised by, like, the hypersensitivity of our culture, who just, they live to be offended. And if you want to be a strong individual, if you want to be a strong person, if you want to be someone who is a successful adult and contributes to society, you're just going to have to get up and say, you know what, I'm not going to let this stuff bother me. If somebody says something bad, or if somebody does this, or if I see this, don't be so offended. Don't let it shut you down. Don't go get in your bathtub and cry. Just chill, man. Be cool. Stand up. Be you. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do, and be yourself. Be what makes you special, and don't worry about that stuff. This is, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. I'm not saying to be a Nazi, because that's obviously evil and bad, and I in no way support that. But what I am saying is, like, things that are accidental. Obviously, Epic had no intention of doing this, yet some people would act as if it was an intentional thing. Resident Evil. There's a lot of stuff here online. Resident Evil 2 looks really good. This game was horrifying to me years ago, and I'm someone who shouts very loudly at horror games. I'm terrible at playing them because I do not like being scared. I don't like the jump scares. I don't like any of that. So I'm gonna play it, but it might take me a very long time to beat it because that's just, let's be honest, that's just one of those things. I'm just not good at it. There you go. I am not good. Are you good at horror games? No, I'm not. I'm certainly not. Okay, so let's go random. Let's go even more random here for a minute. Let's see. Maybe something outside of the Nintendo Switch, something we could just talk about. No. Oh yeah, here you go. This is a no Nintendo news thing, but Elder Scrolls 6, yes. This is a game that I believe is going to be next gen. I think it's going to be on the PS5 and the new Xbox. Let's face it, this giant game that we saw just the title screen of, come on guys, it's going to be quite a few years, and PlayStation and Microsoft are both, or Sony and Microsoft are both saying that 2020 is the year. Like, that's when the new consoles are going to happen. Which, that sounds like it's a long way away, but it's really not. It's about 2.5 years. We're gonna see, really, in 2 years at E3. That's when they're gonna be like, the end of the year, we're gonna sell it to you at Christmas, October, November, whatever. But Elder Scrolls will be on the next generation of consoles, no question. This is not gonna come to the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, and these things take time. But I'm super excited about it. The Elder Scrolls is, it just holds a special place in my heart. I've played all the way back from the beginning. It's one, like, this game specifically and Dragon Age, like, those games speak to me, man. Like, oh my goodness, being in this type of universe and dealing with this type of inner cultures and the way that they think these things out and the surroundings, the world, the people. It's just so great. Might be why I've played Skyrim like 20 times. It might be why I just keep playing, Dragon Age. And I just love these types of games. And I'm really excited about a new Elder Scrolls. There's also a new Dragon Age coming too, and I'm stoked about it. I don't really know. There's not a ton to say because we don't know a lot about it. Outside of the fact that I'm really excited, I think it's going to be great. But it also, go ahead and mark it down. It's going to be on the next generation, which it's okay. Microsoft's first party studio grew so much. They have, oh my goodness. Let's see. They acquired Playground Games, Undead Labs, Ninja Theory, Compulsion Games. And they also founded a studio called the Initiative. Now this is, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm just going to be honest. Like, it's good for Microsoft. This is a business. That's what you have to do. But at the same time, there's some of these that are just, I don't know, It's like, you can't have this on any other console anymore. So this is one of those things, like, people want every game on every console, and the reality is you need first-party games in order to thrive and run the market. Nintendo has shown that the viability of a first-party, strong first-party lineup, and obviously Microsoft has been the console that is like that. So I think this is a smart move on their part to get, games that will be like Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, and stuff like that coming. We Happy Few, and a couple others, but also, that means that we're not going to get those on other systems. Now, if I could have one wish granted that obviously was not granted at E3, and I was praying that it was, I was hoping that this was the one thing that they would have listened to us on, was to bring back Scalebound. Oh my goodness. When that was canceled, I was so angry. I was so mad. I think that is a system seller. The idea, the concept was great, and they should do anything that they can to get that game back and moving and developed and out and into my hands. I really want it, and it's one of those games. I have to have it. I hope you guys, honestly, I wish there was something more that we could do to make sure that really comes or goes. Man, I don't know. we had a strong show. Like Spider-Man looked really good in Sony's conference at E3. The Last of Us Part 2 looked really good. Now, I will say Spider-Man, I'm stoked about it. It's like my dream game and dream developer, and it just looks like I'm going to spend 100 more hours in that game. I'm hoping that there's that much stuff to do, but only time will tell. Now, the big one that really struck me and got me really excited was Ghost of Tsushima, which, let's face it, it looks phenomenal. This game, like, blew me away. I've been playing terrible samurai games for years because of my love for that culture, because of the fact that I adore, looking back and seeing the Shokugeki and just looking back and seeing those struggles and those really like the Meiji era and things like that. This is something that really stands out to me. I think it's great. I think it looks like it's done correctly. The mixture of stealth, the mixture of sword fights, in which it's not just you running into a group and just slashing people down. I mean, there's actual tactical sword fights, and it looks like it's really complicated sword play where it honestly matters each and everything that you do. In this game, it looks great. I'll be honest. It looks like this open world game that pulls you into cinematics and kind of puts you on rails for those battles, but that's okay. Death Stranding gameplay was shown, and look, I'm as big of a fan, as anybody else, but I'm just going to say this. The gameplay that we saw was him delivering stuff. And this game has to be about more than being a delivery person who just climbs mountains. Now, I do think the concept is really cool. The game itself looks neat. I know this is still very early, so I'm not being judgmental. I'm very excited. And as a matter of fact, I can go ahead and almost guarantee you that they will receive my money for this game. Like, my purchase is made because of my respect for this game's developer. But seeing this preview, like everybody else is so just caught up in getting just a little bit more for it, they kind of missed that this was just a guy carrying boxes very slowly up a mountain. And I'm not hating, I'm just saying I want to see a little bit more on Death Stranding. I want to see more and really maybe some fighting, maybe something that's just not walking carrying boxes, And again, I'm going to buy this game. I'm sold on it. It's just, I don't know. I want to see more of it. And maybe next year at E3 we will. And eventually when this thing comes out in the year 2028, we'll see some really good stuff. So, I don't know. The mechanics and things like that, I can't wait. But I think it is impressive. The concept is cool. And this is also one of those things that it's something that you can't make a lot of sense of, and it's unexpected, and again, one of those experiences that we just did not know that we wanted. And I don't think it's one that you should pass up on. And even though I'm kind of being a little bit critical, I suppose, of that preview, you can't judge it by that, and you can't just sit back and say, it's not going to be good, because it is. It's going to be great. But you are a delivery guy. So I hope there's more to it than just delivering things, because I guess that would be a fun concept for a game, would be to be a pizza delivery guy. How about that? Where you have these obstacles that keep you from getting the pizza to these individuals' houses. Anything from traffic to people trying to steal your pizza or anything like that. Does that not sound like the best game? I mean, it could be simple, very short in and out levels, and you can make it very challenging. And just, oh my goodness, that sounds really fun. And it's things like that that make for great experiences that we otherwise just would not know that would exist. See, I should make that game. And I just imagine that with great graphics. It's like Hitman, except, you're delivering pizzas instead of the other stuff. Who knows? So let's look for some more random stuff just to see. Let me see. How about maybe some PS4 randomness or some entertainment randomness? Yeah, we pretty much talked about all of the PS4 stuff. Now, there is a Devil May Cry 5 coming, and that was revealed at E3. I don't really know how I feel about it, because I was hoping, I'm just going to be honest, I was hoping that they would push back and go to the original Dante. I was a big fan of that character and how that went. Now, don't get me wrong, this looks really cool. I'm glad it's back. And I'm not saying I'm not going to like it, because I probably will. But, I don't know. I miss Dante. I miss him. I miss him so bad. Okay. Let me see. How about shows? You guys like television? How about that? How about something, who knows, man? I don't know. I know that they're making a Westworld game. I don't see that on the computer here, but they're totally making a Westworld game, and is it going to be good? I don't know. I think the second season of the show is lacking. And for some reason, like the first season, you have characters to root for, and there's mystery and stuff like that. And I think the show kind of lost its luster there in the second. I did come across a wonderful show that I'm just going to be honest, like, I will highly recommend this show to you, and it's weird, and I don't even know how to describe it without, like, giving stuff away. It's on HBO. It's called Barry, and this show has Bill Hader in it and Alec Berg, and it's really good. I mean, it's one of those shows that it's almost like a dry humor, but he's a hitman who discovers that he kind of wants to be an actor, and obviously those two things don't go together. But even like me telling you about this show still doesn't like describe this show to you. And it's honestly it's really good. Like, there's only 8 episodes, but it's fantastic. It's one of those things that I saw Bill Hader and I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, man, I'll give it a shot. You know, I really enjoy him, and I think he's really funny, or he has the capabilities of put in the right situation to be hilarious, and I think that he's perfect for this character. So I highly recommend that as far as shows go. It's sad right now, like I'm in this lull where I don't know what to watch. I mean, it seems like I've watched kind of everything that's good. So shout out, you know, give me some good recommendations there in the bottom of the thing in the bobbity boo, and the comments, and let me know what I should be watching. Like, what am I missing? And I'll be happy to comment back to you in this random hour of stuff. Let's see what else we can find randomly. Like, I'm steady looking, and I'm just going, man, like, what should I be talking about? Kingdom Hearts, do you think it's ever going to come to the Nintendo Switch? I don't know. You know, it's my dream. It's my dream, okay? I think that it should be its home. I think that these games, even, and, you know, remade, up-res, and all that, the complete collection should come out on the Nintendo Switch. And I'm currently replaying through them on the PlayStation. And I would completely, I would just make this, make the Switch, right? I would make the Switch over, I would repurchase this collection, and I would play all of it, preparing for Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Nintendo Switch. And I think that this is, you know, it would be wise to do this, and I don't know, maybe they will. Things get complicated in the gaming world. It's not just like put it on there. There's tons of licensing and a bunch of stuff that has to happen. Bunches and bunches of stuff that has to happen. Speaking of Kingdom Hearts, though, how about that PlayStation Pro bundle that is Kingdom Hearts themed? That's pretty great, and I cannot wait to get it. So anyway, I'm getting a little bit tired. My dog's walking around here like saying, hey, you know what, you need to take me out. So I guess this is going to do it, guys. Thanks so much for watching me chat on and the random show. I didn't have time to prep anything, but hey, it turned out pretty good. We got some pretty good news in this, and if there's anything that I didn't mention that perhaps you might want mentioned in the next one, drop in the comments below. And at least once a week I'm going to try to do this, a pretty long show or something like this, to where I at least have some type of, you know, content coming, because I really like creating content. I really like providing this, and talking about the gaming world. Like I wish I had I suppose, a more successful channel, a bigger channel to do this on. But perhaps in the future that could happen. Be sure to tell people about some Gamestork, right? That he's back. The Random Show is the best show on YouTube. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. You guys are amazing. Be sure to like this video. Help me out. Share this video. That'll be epic of you. Also, subscribe to the channel. I've noticed that a lot of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. Please help me out. Subscribe down there. And whether you watch my videos or not, occasionally there's going to be one that interests you. You'll want to get on and listen. So just subscribe. It'll help me out tremendously. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you guys again. And we'll see you next time. Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.